what he has.
Oh,
too.
okay. I just mean what?
Yeah, I don't.
Can I get you to man the door so I can sneak that out real quick?
Yeah. You want to come over here now?
Good evening. Welcome to the PSP.network live stream broadcast of tonight's high school dual swimming meet between the Legacy Sabres of Bismarck and your Minot High Magicians. I'm your host, Eric Schaefer, and I'll be with you this evening broadcasting tonight's meet. We'll get started here shortly with the national anthem. And then our opening event, the 200 medley relay. Just arriving to the pool now is the Mina High swim team. They'll be lining up for the national anthem. Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Planet Pizza. Planet Pizza has proudly serving the Magic City for over 20 years. You can call them now at 852-1700 so you can settle down with a pizza while you watch tonight's swim meet.
Keeping with tradition, as this is our opening home meet, the national anthem will be sung by all the new athletes to our team, along with some additional upperclassmen who are willing to also kind of carry on into that crew. So everybody would please rise. Remember to sit here. It's kind of nice to do it. Silence your cell phone. I'll do the same. Place your right hand over your heart for the singing of the national anthem.
That was the freshman class singing tonight's national anthem, a tradition that the Mina High boys swim team has adopted over the years. Very nice job by them, led by some of the upperclassmen as well. Tonight is senior night. I know it's the first meet of the year, but they will be celebrating senior night tonight because we don't know what the season holds. So with that, we'll get started here with the 200-yard medley relay. The medley relay will be sponsored by 28 Tastes and Taps. It's a restaurant that's now open to Minot. If you're hungry, you'll have satisfied, guaranteed. It's a unique menu that guarantees to have your mouth watering. They're open 7 days a week and located on South 16th Street in Southwest Minot. 28 Tastes and Taps, a family restaurant that's locally owned. All right, the teams have taken their place At the starting line, we have one heat of the 200-yard medley relay. In lane 2 will be a Minot High team of Logan Greenlee, Brian Sherlock, Chance Thompson, and Jacob Height. Lane 3 will be the Magicians, Tyler Sherlock, Briar Samuelson, Gannon Cowper, and Luke Peterson. Lane 4, also a team from Minot High, Andrew Swartout, Lawson Shanklin, Carter Lawson, and Kellen Anderson. Lane 5 will be the Magicians with Caden Dodds, Griffin Osborne, Tristan Lays, Garth Shanklin. Lane 6 will be Minot High with Dominic Yoder, Logan Hill. Logan Hill, Peyton Barch, and Grant Schaefer. In lane 7 will be Legacy with Brandon Seibel, Noah Mayer, Jaden Amon, and Anthony Janes. Once again, the 200-yard medley relay is brought to you by 28 Tastes and Taps. First stroke of the 200 medley relay is a backstroke, followed by the breaststroke, then the butterfly, and finally a 50-yard freestyle. Swimmers are in the pool. Looks like we're having a little trouble with the starting equipment. So it's now an official swim meet. Record for this event is 1 minute 39.23 seconds. It was set in 2013 by a team from Minot High. All right, looks like some of the issues may have been resolved. The starter is back on the starter stand. Backstrokers are getting ready. And they're off once again in the pool. In lane 2 for Minot High is Logan Greenlee. Lane 3 is Tyler Sherlock. Lane 4, Andrew Swartout. Lane 5, Caden Dodds. Lane 6 is Dominic Yoder. Dominic is out to a nice lead. In lane 7 is the legacy swimmer, Brandon Seibel. Dominic makes the touch in the exchange. Second in the pool for Minot High. Out in lane 6 is Logan Hill. Logan is an 8th grader. He'll be swimming the breaststroke portion of the 200-yard medley relay. In the pool for Legacy, out in lane 7 is Noah Mayer. In lanes 4 and 5 for Minot High are Lawson Shanklin and Griffin Osborne, respectively. Logan Hill just finishing up his breaststroke leg. Now into the pool for the butterfly is Peyton Barch. Into the pool for Minot in lane 5 is Tristan Lays. In lane 7 for Legacy is Jaden Amon. Lane 4 for Minot High is Carter Larson. He's also an 8th grader. Now into the pool for Minot in lane 6 is swimming the 50 freestyle is Grant Schaefer. All right, right, Schaefer bringing it in for the A team for Minot High. Looks like he's going to touch with a team time of 144.48. Sure, those swimmers feel good to get some of the cobwebs off. Looks like Legacy is touching in second place with a time of 157.94, followed by the Minot B relay at 158.55. Then it's the Minot C relay at 206.59. And then we'll have the Minot D relay coming in lane 3. Finishing up for them is senior Luke Peterson. And then lane 2 we'll have Jacob Height finishing up for that Minot team. Once again, winning the first race of the day is Minot High at 144.48. Legacy following in second at 157.94. Team members for the winning team for Minot High are Dominic Yoder in the backstroke, Logan Hill in the breaststroke, Peyton Barch with the butterfly, and Grant Schaefer in the freestyle. We'll be moving on to event 2, the 200-yard freestyle. Today we'll have 2 heats with 200-yard free. Heat 1 will be all magicians. In lane 2 is freshman Matt Bowen. In lane 3 is senior Carter Thomas. In lane 4 is junior Alex Moe. Lane 5 will be senior Tyler Hills. Lane 6 will be freshman Micah Beers. And lane 7 will be sophomore Brandon Chabot. They're letting, after the relays, after all races, they'll let the swimmers clear the starting area before the next group goes in. Part of the protocols that they're following. Some of the same protocols they used during the girls' season, during the fall here. So now making their way to the blocks are the swimmers for Heat 1 of the 200-yard freestyle. Diving portion of the meet has also started. They'll be running that concurrently with the swimming, and we will go through these first 5 events, which include the relay we just watched, as well as the 200-yard freestyle, the 200-yard individual medley, and the 50-yard freestyle. Following that, we'll concentrate on finishing up the diving competition, and then we'll take a break while they will do the senior night recognition and have a 10-minute warm-up for the swimmers. Diving tonight, we have 4 divers, all from Minot High. Those divers are Cody Kranz, Aiden Stewart, Ty Ross, and Jaron Coombs. On the blocks is the first heat of the 200-yard freestyle. They'll be swimming 8 laps for the 200-yard freestyle. Lane 2 for Minot High is Matt Bowen. In lane 3 is Minot High's Carter Thomas. Lane 4 is Minot High's Alex Moe. Lane 6 is Minot High's Micah Beers. And lane 7 is Minot High's Brandon Chabot. After the first 50 yards, Alex Moe with about a body length lead. Matt Bowen in lane 2, and Tyler Hills in lane 5 are about stroke for stroke, trailing Alex Moe. And then in lane 4 we'll have, lane 3 will be Tyler Hills. Lane 3 is Carter Thomas. All right, 3/4 of the way through the race, we have Alex Moe touching at a 1:33.95, followed by Tyler Hills at 1:36.49. Then it's Matt Bowen at 1:39.92. Then we have Carter Thomas at 1:46.21. It's like Brandon Shabbat's time didn't click, nor did Micah Beers. But they're into that last 50 yards as well. Alex Moe bringing in to the finish here for Heat 1 of the 200-yard freestyle. He'll have a time of 2:06.91. The state qualifying time for the 200-yard free is 2:05.76. So just a bit off that. But once again, getting this first swim under their belt will be good for a lot of these fellas. They'll be looking to improve on a lot of these times come Saturday when they go to the Invite in Bismarck. So again, winning this heat was Alex Moe in 2:06.91, followed by Tyler Hills at 2:10.47. In third place was Matt Bowen at 2:14.09, followed by Carter Thomas at 2:24.21. Then we have Brandon Shabbat at 2:28.58 and Micah Beers at 2:32.16. Aiden Stewart just completed a dive. We'll try and get some of those divers between the races here when we can. This is Heat 2 of the 200-yard freestyle. In lane 2 for Minot is junior Griffin Osborne. In lane 3 for Minot is senior Josh Bowen. In lane 4 for Minot is sophomore Levi Von Bokern. Lane 5 for Legacy is Grant Mittinger. Lane 6 for Legacy is 7th grader Logan Donut. And lane 7 for Legacy is freshman Grayson Martinez. Heat 2 of the 200-yard freestyle is in the pool. After the first 50 yards, it's Von Bokern at 26.51, followed by Bowen at 26.66, then Donut at 27.72, Osborne 27.95, Mittinger 28.14, and Martinez 31.52. Von Bokern and Bowen are stroke for stroke coming into the halfway point. Looks like Bowen's going to have just a bit of a lead there at 56.29, followed by Von Bokern at 56.40. Then it's Osborne of Minot in lane 2 at 59.96, followed by Mittinger of Legacy at 1 minute .38. Then it's Donut of Legacy at 1 minute .45, and Martinez of Legacy at 107.81. Bowen and Von Bokern are continued stroke for stroke as they go through this third section of the race. It's now Von Bokern at 1:26.92, followed by Bowen at 1:27.10. They're stroke for stroke. Let's see who can bring it in after this last turn. Slight edge off that last turn to Von Bokern. We'll see what happens in the pool as they come down the final stretch. Looks like it'll be Von Bokern by about half a body length. Levi will touch in 1:56.59, followed by Josh Bowen at 1:57.31. Coming at 3 looks like it'll be Mittinger out in lane 5 for Legacy. He'll be at 2:06.83. Then it's Osborne for Minot at 2:07.80. Then Donut for Legacy at 2:08.82. And then it'll be Grayson Martinez finishing up for the Legacy Sabres with a time of 2:20.13. We'll get a shot at the final times here for you. You can take a quick look at those. All right, moving on to event 3, the 200-yard individual medley. We're going to have one heat of this. There's 4 swimmers. In lane 3 for Minot is junior Kalen Hill. In lane 4 for Minot is, In lane 4 for Minot is sophomore Alex King. Lane 5 for Legacy is Brandon Seibel. In lane 6 for Legacy is 8th grader Noah Mayer. 200-yard individual medley starting out with the butterfly. They'll transition to the backstroke, then the breaststroke, and then the freestyle. Looks like off in the distance we have Ty Ross on the diving board for Minot High. Very nice technical dive for Ty. All right, halfway through the breaststroke section, we have Alex King leading the way, followed by Kaylin Hill. Then it's Noah Mayer and Brandon Seibel. Alex is finishing up the backstroke. Kaylin Hill, he's got a halfway time of 59.61, transitioning to the breaststroke for Alex. And Kaylin Hill transitions to the breaststroke. His midway time was 103.13, followed by Brandon Seibel. Noah Mayer of Legacy at 108.58, then Brandon Seibel at 108.77. Alex is halfway through the breaststroke portion. On his way back, finishing up this third leg of the individual medley. Alex finishes up the third section of the race. He's at 138.85, followed by Kaylin Hill at 144.62. Then it will be Noah Mayer at 149.65 and Brandon Seibel at 154.27. Alex finishing up the second half of his freestyle. Bringing in here, the state qualifying time for the 200-yard individual medley is 2:23.97. Alex will be well below that time. Alex's time unofficially of 2:09.02. Kaylin Hill coming in at a 2:19.41. Looks like that will meet the state qualifying standard. Noah Mayer, of Legacy in 2:23.13, which also meets the state qualifying standard of 2:23.97. And then it's Brandon Seibel of Legacy at 2:29.91. Very nice swim by those four gentlemen. We'll now be moving into the 50-yard freestyle. We'll have 4 heats of the 50 free this afternoon. Heat 1 will have 3 swimmers. In lane 3 for Minot is senior Jacob Height. In lane 4 for Minot is senior Luke Peterson. And in lane 5 for Minot is freshman Logan Greenlee. Try to get a little tighter on these guys with not as many swimmers in the race. Once again, it's Height in lane 3, Peterson in lane 4, Greenlee in lane 5. Lane 3 is closest to the bottom of your screen. Jacob and Luke out to a nice start. Looks like Luke will make the turn first, followed by Jacob Height, and then we'll have Logan Greenlee out in lane 5. Looks like Luke Peterson will come in with the victory in this Heat 1 at 33.05, followed by Jacob Height at 36.35 and Logan Greenlee at 37.09. State qualifying time for the 50-yard freestyle is 25.59 seconds. We'll get those times up on the board. Very nice job. This is the first year swimming for both Luke and Jacob. We'll be moving on to Heat 2 of the 50-yard freestyle. In Heat 2, we will have in lane 2 from Minot is senior Kellen Anderson. In lane 3 is senior Tyler Sherlock. In lane 4 is junior Garth Shanklin. In lane 5 is sophomore Justin Moldenauer. In lane 6 is sophomore Briar Samuelson. In lane 7 is freshman Brian Sherlock. Heat 2 of the 50-yard freestyle is in the pool. Good starts out of lane 2 and 4. That's Kellen Anderson and Garth Shanklin. Followed closely by Moldenauer in 5 and Samuelson in 6. Then we have Sherlock in lane 7 and Sherlock in lane 3. All right, touching first with a time of 29:12 is Garth Shanklin out of lane 4. Second was Kellen Anderson at 29.94. Then we have Moldenauer at 30.74, Samuelson at 30.82, and Sherlock at 32.70, and then Ty Sherlock at 33.15. All right, we'll be moving on to Heat 3 of the 50-yard freestyle. Heat 3 will have lane 2, Andrew Swarthout, a senior from Minot. Lane 3 is a sophomore from Minot, Caden Dodds. Lane 4 is Will Thomas, a senior from Minot. Lane 5 is Alex Presswich, a sophomore from Minot. Then lane 6 is 8th grader from Minot, Carter Larson. And lane 7 is sophomore Chance Thompson. Once again, all these swimmers are magician swimmers. Here we go. Heat 3, the 50-yard freestyle. All right, Heat 3 is finished up. Looks like we have Alex Prestwich at 25.06, a tie with Will Thomas at 25.06. Then it is Carter Larson at 25.36. Andrew Swarthout at 26.45, Caden Dodds at 26.50, and Chance Thompson at 29.12. Move right into our fourth heat. Swimmers in Heat 4. Lane 2, Logan Hill from Minot. Lane 3, Dominic Yoder of Minot. Lane 4, Grant Schaefer of Minot. Lane 5, Lucas Fass of Legacy. Lane 6 is Anthony Janes of Legacy. And lane 7 is Austin Jacobson of Legacy. All right, we got some quick times here. We got Grant Schaefer touching first in 22.68, followed by Dominic Yoder at 23.55. Then it's Lucas Fass at 24.65. Logan Hill at 25.29, Anthony Janes at 27.66, and Austin Jacobson at 29.19. Once again, state qualifying time for the 50 free was 25.59, so it looks like we had 1, 2, 3 qualifiers in this race, and I know we had a few folks under that time standard in Heat 3 as well. Once again, Grant Schaefer is your winner, the 50-yard freestyle at 22.68. All right, as mentioned earlier, we'll move to finish up the diving portion of the meet here. We'll try and get the camera on those divers. We've got 4 divers from Minot competing today. See our judges in the background. This looks to be Aiden Stewart on the board. Nice dive for Aiden. Let's see what his scores come up as. Received 4.5 from all 3 judges on that dive for Aiden. We now have Ty Ross. He'll be on the near board. Very well executed dive for Ty. Let's see what the judges think. They have a much more discernible eye than I do.
4.5, 4, 4.
4.5, 4, and 4.
201A, back dive straight, 1.7.
Now we have Jaron Coombs from Minot. Jaron was a place winner, top 8 place winner at the state meet last year for Minot. Six and a half, 6.5 for Jaron. Like I said, Jaron is our only returning diver from the state meet last year, while Ty, Aiden, and Cody all did meet the qualifying standard. We had 3 seniors on the team last year that also competed. So very strong dive team last year, as well as this year. We have Cody Kranz here for his dive. See what the judges think. We have a 5.5, a 5, and a 5.5, and a 4.
202C, back one somersault tuck, 1.5.
Aiden Stewart is back on the board. 6.5, 5, and a 6 for Aiden on that dive.
201C, back dive.
Very well scored for Aiden. Now we have Ty Ross again. Five and a half. 5 and 5. 15.5 points. Multiply that by his degree of difficulty, which I don't have access to get his points for that round. Now we have Jaron Coombs finishing up this round of the dive. Five and a half, 5 and 5 for Jaron. Cody with the back 1.5 somersault tuck, I believe is what the announcer said. Just a full somersault. Let's see what the judges think. 5, 5.5, and 5.
1.6.
Aiden will be performing a reverse dive tuck. Five and a half, 5 and 5 for Aiden.
301C, reverse dive, tuck, 1.6.
Ty will be performing the reverse dive tuck as well. Five and a half, 5.5 for Ty on that dive.
5122B, forward one somersault, one twist, 3, 1.9.
A forward somersault with a twist for Jaron Coombs coming up. 6 and 6 for Jaron. That concludes the diving for tonight's meet. Very nice job by those 4 Magi divers. We'll now be transitioning. This is a typical time for a break during the meet, and tonight we're going to utilize that break for the senior night introduction. So we'll zoom in on Coach Solper. We'll have the mic on. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up the audio during this portion. And he'll go through the seniors for tonight. Looks like there will be 10 seniors that will be announced tonight as they're getting everybody lined up. The team will get fully masked up and head over and make a tunnel for the boys to walk through. Coaches will announce. Looks like the parents will be maybe able to get some pictures later on after we do the announcements.
All right, this time we're going to do our senior parent night ceremony.
All right, here's Coach Solper with the senior night ceremony.
In seasons past, generally we do our ceremony during the last dual week of the season, but fortunately the legacy team and their coaching staff is willing to allow us to do this when we know that we still have a season. So we're obviously fingers crossed that we get to see this season throughout its duration. Sorry, this microphone is there. But we do want to honor our seniors and parents. So with no further ado, we're going to begin by honoring senior Helen Anderson. Kelly is the son of Eric and Diana Anderson. Kelly's parents were unable to attend this evening, so he has a couple people stepping in for him. Our next senior is Jacob Height.
Yeah!
Jacob is the son of Jay and Tracy Height. Next up is senior Luke Peterson. Luke is the son of Mark and Angela Peterson. next senior is Tyler Sherlock. Tyler is the son of Mark and Becky Sherlock. Our next senior is Senior Andrew Swartout. Andrew is the son of Corey and Amy Swartout. Our next senior is Carter Thomas. Carter is the son of Tom and Wendy Thomas. Next up, we have a team captain, Josh Bowen. Josh is the son of Ryan and Kristen Bowen. Our next team captain is Tyler Hills. Tyler is the son of Jason and Jenny Hills. Next up is team captain Will Thomas. Will is the son of Bill and Amy Thomas. Our final senior captain is Dominic Yoder. Dominic is the son of Brad and Nikki Yoder. So we'd like to say thank you, obviously, to our seniors and their parents. Our senior parents are some people that we always look to for leadership. So many of you have been in the program for 4 years and have supported us all the way throughout. We're very fortunate to have some new parents in the crowd. For those of you who are new to the program, I know that you'll enjoy this season. Parents, I know also these 4 years goes really quickly, and I hope that you guys can really get to enjoy this final senior season. So thank you, parents, for all that you've done, and we look forward to helping guide us through another great season. For our senior athletes, we are lucky to have 4 new senior athletes, so I want to say thank you to those guys for trying this out this year. It's already apparent that they are adding a lot to our team, just different things that affect kind of our team culture and will affect our team experiences, so thank you to those guys. And then our 6 seniors that have been with us throughout. It's been really awesome to watch the leadership roles that they've taken on already this year. You know, I think we've had such a great tradition in Minot High boys swimming and diving, and girls swimming and diving too, Coach Jensen and Coach Keller. But, you know, these guys have watched their former captains and seniors lead, and these guys have done an amazing job kind of putting all that wisdom to work. Now we're in this 3rd season, or 3rd week of the season, and things are going in the right direction. So I want to say thank you to our senior leaders who are going to make this season amazing. So once again, thank you to seniors and your parents, and we can give them one last round of applause. And you can head back to your locations of the bleachers. Thank you. We will now have the pool open for a 10-minute warm-up. We will begin the 100 butterfly at 5:58. At 5:58.
Not
welcome back. We'll be starting the second half of the swim competition. Tonight's duel with Legacy High out of Bismarck. We will start with the 100-yard butterfly. Looks like we will have just one heat of the butterfly tonight. The butterfly will be brought to you by the PSP Network and Tires Plus. We rely on Tires Plus to get us to the games. We all have busy schedules, so a 15-minute drive-through oil change is a game changer. If you're on the go, you have your vehicle service at Tires Plus. You'll leave with a smile. The service is second to none. So visit Tires Plus online today at www.TiresPlusND.com. Tires Plus for all your tire and auto service needs. They'll be sponsoring the 100-yard butterfly tonight. In lane 2 from Minot is junior Tristan Lays. Lane 3 will be junior from Minot Grant Schaefer. Lane 4 is Alex King from Minot. Lane 5 is Jackson Ranke from Minot. Lane 6 is Jaden Amon from Legacy. And lane 7 is Ben Nassett from Legacy. The 100-yard butterfly is in the pool. Once again, that's Lays in 2, Schaefer in 3, King in 4, Ranke in 5, Amon in 6, Nassett in 7. At the midway point, we have Alex King at 26:23, followed by Jackson Ranke at 27:36. Then it's Amon at 28:46. Then we have Lays at 28:63, followed by Grant Schaefer at 28:86. And then Ben Nassett at 35:05. Coming into the finish here, we have Alex King continues to lead. Alex King will be touching with a time of 56.12 seconds. He'll be followed by Jackson Ranke at 59.46. Then it's Jaden Amon at 1 minute .88 and Grant Schaefer at 1 minute .88, also a tie for third. Fifth place will be Tristan Lays at 102.96, excuse me. There's your final times for the 100-yard butterfly. State qualifying for the 100-yard butterfly is 103.52. So it looks like we've had all of our contestants but one met that standard. Very nice time by Alex King at 56.12. Next, we'll be moving on to the 100-yard freestyle, where we have 4 heats. Excuse me, we'll have 3 heats of the 100-yard freestyle. This first heat will be all Minot swimmers. Lane 2 will be Brian Sherlock. Lane 3 is Gannon Cowper. Lane 4 is Garth Shanklin. Lane 5 is Lawson Shanklin. Lane 6 is Micah Beers. Lane 7 is Luke Peterson. And Lane 8 is Logan Greenlee. Looks like we had a goggle situation for Luke Peterson. He's got a fresh set. We'll be heading out to lane 7. All the swimmers are up on the blocks. This will be heat 1 of 3 for the 100-yard freestyle. Out to about a half body length lead right away is lane 2. That's Gannon Cowper. He's a junior for the Magicians. He is in lane 3, followed by lane 5 of Lawson Shanklin. Then will be Garth Shanklin and Micah Beers. At the halfway point, that's Gannon at 28.43 seconds. Gannon doing a nice job, extends his lead to about a body length and a half right now. Gannon coming in to finish. State qualifying time for the 100 free is 57.01 seconds. Looks like we got Gannon finishing up in 59.64. He'll be followed by Lawson Shanklin at 105.35. Then it's Garth Shanklin at 106.33. And then Micah Beers at 107.12. Finishing up out in lane 7 and 8 are Luke Peterson and Logan Greenlee. Fifth place was Brian Sherlock at 113.02. We'll get in on the board for you. All right, moving on to heat 2 of 3 for the 100-yard freestyle. State qualifying time again of 57.01. Pool record of 47.08 held by Matthew Lowe, set in the early 2000s. All right, heat 2, we have lane 2 is Caden Dodds of Minot. Lane 3 is Will Thomas of Minot. Lane 4 is Carter Larson of Minot. Lane 5 is Alex Moe. Lane 6 is Matt Bowen. And lane 7 is Brandon Shabbat. Very tight race for these lanes 2, 3, 4, and 5 right now as they come in for the touch. It's going to be Will Thomas, followed by Carter Larson, and then Alex Moe. And it's Caden Dodds in lane 2. We have Matt Bowen out in lane 6. Again, real tight here. Lane 3, Will Thomas holds a slight lead over Alex Moe in lane 5. So they're coming down. Looking to get under that state qualifying 57.01. We've got Will Thomas at 56.16, followed by Alex Moe at 56.83. Both those are state qualifying times. Then it's the 8th grader Carter Larson at 57.52, just off that state qualifying time. Then we have Caden Dodds at 57.93, Matt Bowen at 58.86, and Brandon Shabbat at 104.57. We come to our third and final heat of the 100-yard freestyle. Swimming this last heat. In lane 3 will be Peyton Barch, a junior from Minot. Then it's Levi Von Bokern, a sophomore, followed by Josh Bowen in lane 5, one of our seniors tonight. Lucas Fast, a freshman from Legacy, is in lane 6. And Anthony Janes, a sophomore from Legacy, is in lane 7. The pool in lane 2, it's Peyton Barch off to a really nice start. Then Von Bokern and Bowen in the Minot contingent. Then the two Legacy swimmers out in lane 6 and 7 are Lucas Fast and Anthony Janes. Slight edge for Barch here over Fast. Von Bokern swimming well in lane 3. At the midway point, it will be Von Bokern at 25.57, followed by Barch at 25.90. Then it's Bowen at 26.06, then Fast at 26.22, and then Janes at 29.17. Very tight race here. Von Bokern opens up a little into that last turn. Then we have Barch, Bowen, and Fast close behind. Looks like we will have Von Bokern touching first in this 100 freestyle at 52.86, followed by Barch at 53.99. Then it's Bowen at 54.12, Lucas Fast at 55.07, and Anthony Janes at 102.13. Here's your final times, unofficially, for that final heat of the 100-yard freestyle. Moving on, we'll be going into the 500-yard freestyle, where we will have one heat tonight in tonight's race. Looks like we'll have 5 swimmers, 2 from Minot and 3 from Legacy. In lane 2, it'll be Logan Hill, an 8th grader from Minot. Lane 3, his older brother, a junior, Kalen Hill. Then in lane 4 from Legacy will be a sophomore, Grant Meitinger. In lane 5 will be Legacy 7th grader Logan Donat. And in lane 6 will be Legacy freshman Grayson Martinez. These swimmers will do 20 laps through the pool. State qualifying time for the 500-yard freestyle is 5 minutes, 43.41 seconds.
500-yard freestyle, heat 1.
The 500-yard freestyle swimmers are in the pool once again. In lane 2, it's Logan Hill of Minot. In lane 3 is Kalen Hill of Minot. Lane 4 is Grant Meidinger of Bismarck Legacy. Lane 6 is Logan Donut from Legacy. And lane 5 is Logan Donut. And lane 6 is Grayson Martinez of Legacy. Got a long, steady race here. Logan Hill leading the way, followed by his brother Kalen. Then it's Meidinger and Donut. Through 6 laps of the 500-yard freestyle, we've got Logan Hill at 1:34.46, followed by Kalen Hill at 1:37.27. Then it's Grant Meidinger at 1:38.31, Logan Donut at 1:39.58, and then we'll have Grayson Martinez at 1:47.06. Now would be a good time to thank a few of our sponsors. If you need COVID-19 deep cleaning services for your home or business, contact CleanTech LLC. This is proactive deep cleaning service, includes disinfecting and sanitizing. And don't forget about CleanTech's 24/7 disaster response and restoration services. You can visit them online at cleantechllc.us. CleanTech, coming to the rescue since 1992. Another sponsor of tonight's broadcast is the Beaupre Law Firm. They are connected to our community for your estate planning and business law attorneys. So again, thank you for everybody out there viewing tonight's live stream, brought to you by the PSP Network. We've got a couple other live stream broadcasts going on this evening. Nick Holberg and Matt Morelli will be up in Bottineau at the Lumber Dome for the Minot High Bottineau High School hockey game, and Scott Cattell will be live streaming the girls basketball game they are hosting right here tonight at Magic City Campus, the St. Mary's Saints. So once again, thank you for joining us on the PSP Network, and thank you to our sponsors. One of those sponsors being Premier Chiropractic. They are focused on improving the health of Minot and surrounding areas throughout the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. Dr. Kirk Mason combines several techniques to decrease pain and to improve function. Dr. Becky Perry-Domries focuses on treating pediatrics and prenatal. You can visit premierchiropracticindy.com. All right, through 14 laps, just coming up on the 3/4 mark here in a little bit. We still have Logan Hill out front. Logan will be touching here after 14 laps with a time of 3:51.29. Very nice job. Meidinger will be touching at that 14 lap mark in 4:01.26, followed by Logan Donut at 4:03.70, then Kalen Hill at 4:05.30. Logan Hill continues strong, pulling some nice splits here through the 500. He's got 5 laps to go, or just under 5 laps to go now. With 4 laps to go, he is at 4:26.21. Mighty continues in second place, followed by Donut and then Kalen Hill. There you see Logan and Grant Meininger, and then Logan Donut, and then his brother Kalen. The ship's passing through the night. He's got 2 laps to go here for Logan. He's touching with a time of 5 minutes, 0.42 seconds. He's been splitting in the 34, 33 range, so he should be into that state qualifying standard. Be interesting to see if we can get a couple legacy swimmers under that standard as well. There you see Medinger and Donut in the background as we track Logan coming in for the finish. There's Kalen Hill of Minot just passing. Looks like Logan's going to finish up here with a time in the mid 5:30s. He will touch at 5:34.10. Very nice swim for Logan Hill. Now coming in, we see Grant Meininger at 5. He'll be touching in that 5:47 range. 5:45.90, followed by Donut at 5:47.07. Very good swims by those folks, just off the state qualifying standard. So they'll have a goal to reach at this weekend. Maybe Kalen Hill touches in 6:01.39. And then we have Grayson Martinez from Legacy out in lane 6, just finishing up his race in 6:13.37. We'll take a look at the First International Bank scoreboard for the 500-yard freestyle. Don't forget, if you're not full from your Planet Pizza you may have ordered earlier, after the meet you can head out and order online at 28 Tastes and Taps. They're now open and they're located on South 16th Street in Southwest Minot. 28 Tastes and Taps is a family-owned restaurant that has mouth-watering goodness. All right, as they get those 500-yard swimmers off the deck, we'll be coming up with the 200-yard freestyle relay. There'll be one heat to the 200-yard freestyle relay. 7 lanes will be utilized. In lane 2 will be Minot Team E. That's Brian Sherlock, Luke Peterson, Logan Greenlee, and Brandon Shabbat. In lane 3 will be Minot's D team, Matt Bowen, Micah Beers, Justin Moldenauer, and Carter Thomas. Lane 4 is Minot's C, Alex Prestwich, Carter Larson, Tyler Hills, and Kalen Hill. In lane 5 will be Magicians B, Josh Bowen, Alex Moe, Will Thomas, and Logan Hill. Then it's Magicians A in lane 6 of Alex King, Levi Von Bokern, Jackson Rinke, and Grant Schaefer. Then we have Legacy A in lane 7, Lucas Fast, Logan Donut, Grant Meininger, and Brandon Seibel. 2 of those swimmers just finished up the 500, so their heart rate won't be down, but they'll still be fresh, ready to go. And then lane 8 will be Legacy's B team of Noah Mayer, Grayson Martinez, another 500-yard swimmer, then Ben Nassett, and anchored by Austin Jacobson. Looks like all the teams are at the blocks. We'll just wait for the starter to get us going here. Pool record for the 200-yard free relay is 129.75, set in 2000. All right, the 200 free relay in the pool. We're looking at lane 6 for Minot's Team A. That's Alex King leading the way. He'll be coming in for the exchange with Levi Von Bokern. Goes Von Bokern into the water. Also in the water, looks like it's Alex Moe in lane 5, taking the exchange from Josh Bowen. It'll be Jackson Ranke taken into the pool out in lane 6 for Minot now after the exchange with Levi Von Bokern. We got a 24-23 split for Levi on that one. I failed to catch Alex's split. Jackson looks like he's going to be in or at or above that range as well. Looking very strong. We'll be making the exchange with Grant Schaefer. Jackson split of 23.91. We have Grant Schaefer in the pool in lane 6, leading the way for the Magicians A. And Grant Schaefer bringing home the 200 free relay victory for Minot High. He'll have a split of 22.65. We got everybody else finishing up. A lot of commotion going on in this quick 4x50 relay. Here we've got in lane 2 the last Minot swimmer here. That looks to be Brandon Shabbat. So Brandon will be finishing up. For the relay, we'll have Minot A. There's Brandon finishing up. Nice job by him. Here's your final board. Looks like we've got Minot A at 133.96, followed by Minot B at 142.30. Then it's Minot C at 143.37. Then Legacy A at 143.83, followed by Legacy B at 152.19. Then it's Minot D at 152.53, and Minot E at 213.42. We'll be moving on now. We'll have the backstroke, followed by the breaststroke, and then the final relay of the day, the 4x100 freestyle relay. If you're out shopping for tires, shop Tires Plus. All brands are under one roof with the guaranteed lowest prices. You can check this out, their service after the sale with Tires Plus plan. You can visit them online at TiresPlusND.com. I'd like to thank Tires Plus for sponsoring some of the events tonight. Also, sponsorship thank yous go out to First International Bank and Trust for sponsoring the scoreboard, the Premier Chiropractic, Planet Pizza, and the Pro Style Production DJ Services, along with the Beaupre Law Firm, 28 Tastes and Taps, and Clean Tech LLC. We'll be moving into the 100-yard backstroke, state qualifying time of 106.50. Looks like we're going to have 2 heats of the backstroke tonight. First heat will be 4 Magicians. In lane 3 will be senior Tyler Sherlock. Lane 4 will be senior Andrew Swartout. Lane 5 will be junior Tristan Lays. And lane 6 will be senior Kellen Anderson. We'll have 5 swimmers in the second heat. But let's let these 4 fellas get into the pool. Once again, lane 3 will be Tyler Sherlock. Lane 4, Andrew Swartout. Lane 5, Tristan Lays. And lane 6, Kellen Anderson. Once again, lane 4 is at the bottom of your... lane 3 is at the bottom of your screen with the swimmers. That's Sherlock closest to us. Then Swartout with a little bit of a lead going into that first turn. Right along with him is Tristan Lays. Then we have Kellen Anderson out in lane 6 making the turn. Swartout and Lays continue on a stroke-for-stroke basis coming into the halfway point of the 100-yard backstroke. Looks like Swartout will make a turn just a touch ahead of Lays at 35.63. Then it's Lays at 36.31. Sherlock's time did not register on his turn. And we have Kellen Anderson at 46.32. Very nice final turn for Andrew Swartout. Gets a good push off the wall. He's got just about a body length over Lays now as they finish up. Tristan really putting it down in the pool, though. This could be real close at the end between Andrew and Tristan. Looks like we have Andrew touch in 112.28, followed by Tristan Lays at 112.93. Now we've got Ty Sherlock at the bottom of the screen and Kellen Anderson at the top of the screen as they're finishing up their backstroke race. Ty will touch with a time of 133.71 and Kellen at 135.25. We'll take a look at our First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. So that's Sword Out leading Heat 1, followed by Lays, then Sherlock, and then Anderson. Moving on to the final heat, to the backstroke. I said earlier we'll have 5 swimmers here. Heat 2 will consist of, in lane 3 is Minot's Peyton Barch. In lane 4 is Minot's Dominic Yoder. Lane 5 is Minot's Jackson Reinke. In lane 6 is Legacy's Jaden Amon. In lane 7 is Legacy's Austin Jacobson. Very nice start for Dom Yoder. Could power through that first 25 yards, followed by Barch and Reinke, and then Amon out in lane 6. All very tight, those next 3 guys. Yoder is your defending state champion in this race. Reinke and Barch were both high place winners in that event last year, last year's state meet as well. Amon, I believe, was a top placer as well. Dom really stretching out his lead here as he comes in for the finish. Looks like he's going to touch with a time of 54.53 seconds. Very strong time for Dom Yoder for this first race of the year. Then we're going to have Jackson Reinke touching at 101.68, followed by Peyton Barch at 101.71. Very tight between those two fellas. And then Jaden Amon at 102.66. We've got Austin Jacobson finishing up his leg of this race as well. Very strong times. For those swimmers, once again, the state qualifying time of 106.50 was met by those first 4 swimmers very easily. Pool record for the 100 backstroke is 52.92, set by Gerald Brown in 2017. I'm sure Dom has his eyes on that record, but not the first meet of the year, maybe later on in the year. And while we speak of Gerald Brown, we congratulate Jerry on his qualifying for this summer's Olympic trials. He actually qualified in the 100-meter breaststroke here a few weeks ago. So congratulations to former Magi swimmer Gerald Brown and school record holder for the 100 backstroke. We'll now be moving into the 100-yard breaststroke. Looks like we're going to have 2 heats of the breaststroke. In heat 1, in lane 2 will be Chance Thompson of Minot. Lane 3 will be Lawson Shanklin of Minot. Lane 4 is Gannon Cowper of Minot. Lane 5, Carter Thomas of Minot. Lane 6, Justin Moldenauer of Minot. Lane 7, Briar Samuelson of Minot. And lane 8 is Minot's Jacob Height. The state qualifying standard for the 100-yard breaststroke is 1:11.98. For the first half of the 100-yard breaststroke of Heat 1, we got Carter Thomas at 37.69, followed by Gannon Cowper at 38.56. Then it's Lawson Shanklin at 40.23, Chance Thompson at 41.52, Moldenauer at 43.38, then it's Briar Samuelson at 43.54, and Jacob Height at 49.28. Strong second half here by Gannon Cowper. Stroke for stroke here with Carter Thomas as they bring it in. It looks like Thomas has lost his goggles. That might have an effect on his race, but he's doing a great job finishing up. So we've got Gannon Cowper at 1:19.99, followed by Carter Thomas at 1:20.50. Then it's Lawson Shanklin at 1:23.99, followed by Chance Thompson at 1:29.14. Then we have Samuelson of 1:32.86 and Moldenauer 1:34.15. Jacob Height finishing up at 1:44.86. Here's your look at the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard for the Heat 1 of the 100-yard breaststroke. All right, moving on to Heat 2 of the 100-yard breaststroke. In lane 2 for Minot is Tyler Hills. Lane 3 for Minot is sophomore Alex Presswich. Lane 4 is junior Griffin Osborne. Lane 5 is sophomore from Legacy Brandon Seibel. Lane 6 is Legacy 8th grader Noah Mayer. And lane 7 is Legacy 8th grader Ben Nassett. Once again, state qualifying time standard is 1:11.98. Full record for the breaststroke, set in 2004 by Matthew Lowe, a one-time state record of 55.43. It's actually not a former state record, it's just the fastest time recorded in the States. The state record has to be set at the state meet, and that was set a few years ago by a swimmer from Century High. We've got Griffin Osborne with a nice swim here coming in for the last 25 yards of the breaststroke. He's got about a body length or so on Alex Prestwich in lane 3. Nice job by Osborne finishing up here in the breaststroke with a time of 1:10.08. That is the state qualifying time. Followed by Alex Presswich at 1:11.22, which is also a state qualifying time. Then we have Noah Mayer of Legacy at 1:13.87. Then it's Nassett of Legacy at 1:15.07. Followed by Hills of Minot at 1:17.11, and Seibel of Legacy at 1:20.54. We'll get a look at the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard before we move on to the final race of the night, the 4x100-yard freestyle relay. All right, as those relay teams make their way to the starting blocks, we'll let you know who will be participating in this race. In lane 1 for the Magicians, Team G, Tyler Sherlock, Kellen Anderson, Jacob Height, and Briar Samuelson. In lane 2 is Magicians F, Micah Beers, Chance Thompson, Justin Moldenauer, and Gannon Cowper. Lane 3 is Minot E, Brandon Shabbat, Garth Shanklin, Lawson Shanklin, and Caden Dodds. Lane 4 for the Magicians D is Will Thomas, Matt Bowen, Carter Thomas, and Andrew Swartout. Lane 5 is Minot C, Tyler Hills, Alex Moe, Tristan Lays, and Alex Presswich. Lane 6 is Minot B, Peyton Barch, Kalen Hill, Griffin Osborne, and Jackson Rinke. Lane 7 is Minot A, Alex King, Levi Von Bokern, Josh Bowen, and Dominic Yoder. And lane 8 is Legacy A, Grant Mittinger, Logan Donat, Lucas Fast, and Jaden Amen. Four swimmers, each swimming 100 yards of the freestyle. It's 4 laps per swimmer. And they're in the water. Let's look for, we've got Minots in lane 7 and lane 8 off to very good starts. That's Peyton Barch in lane 6, and Alex King in lane 7 for Minot. Very nice turn by Alex. And we've got Legacy and 3 Minot teams stroke for stroke behind that first Alex King out in lane 7 for Minot. Will Thomas with a nice leg here in lane 4 for Minot. Looks like they're making that last edge just ahead of Legacy's team for second. Alex King will be bringing in, making the exchange into the pool in lane 7 for Minot is now Levi von Bokern. Into the pool for Legacy out in lane 8 is Logan Donat. Also in the pool in lane 6 for Minot's Caitlin Hill. Lane 5 for Minot is Alex Moe. Lane 4 for Minot's Matt Bowen. Lane 3 for Minot is Garth Shanklin. Lane 2 for Minot's Chance Thompson. And lane 1 for Minot is Kellen Anderson. Minot's A with Von Bokern out front with a healthy lead. But this race for second place is going to keep our interest here. We've got lane 4 Minot. Swimming right now is Matt Bowen, a freshman for Minot. Then we've got lanes 5 and 6 for Minot. That's Alex Moe and Kaylin Hill. And in lane 8 for Legacy is Logan Donut. Now into the pool in lane 7 for Minot is Josh Bowen. We've got the second, third, fourth, and 5th teams making the exchange now. Those swimmers in lane 4 for Minot's Carter Thomas, lane 5 for Minot's Tristan Lays, lane 6 for Minot's Griffin Osborne, and lane 8 for Legacy is Lucas Fast. Got Josh Bowen making the turn now for Minot's Team A. He's got 50 yards to go. Lucas Fast doing a nice job, making a little separation for Legacy for that second place spot. Lays and Osborne are stroke for stroke onto that, coming into that turn. Carter Thomas just behind them. Bowen's coming in to make the final exchange with Dominic Yoder for Minot out in lane 7. Lucas Fast continues to hold on to that second place spot. He's got a couple body length lead now over Minot in lane 6, which is Griffin Osborne swimming that for Minot. Right next to inside of Griffin is Tristan Lays and then Carter Thomas. Now into the pool for Legacy as Yoder finishes up the first half of his leg of the race. It's Jaden Ahman, the sophomore from Legacy out in lane 8. And coming in second. You see Yoder coming in out in lane 7 as we've got the 3 Minot swimmers in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Working together, that is Ranke in lane 6. Prestwich in lane 5 and Swartout in lane 4. Ranke's got about to put a body length over Prestwich now. Yoder touches for Minot's Team A with a time of 3:31.71. We've got Legacy's A, Jaden Ahman, coming in. With them, he'll be in that 3:50 range or so for their team. That's Ahman touching for Legacy at 3:51.08. Then we've got Ranke touching for Minot out in lane 6 at 3:58.38. And then we got Minot at 4 minutes, 0.71 seconds, and Minot at 4:01.43. That was Caitlin Hill and Alex Moe touching for those. Coming up here now in lane 3 for Minot, finishing up, is going to be Caden Dodds. He'll be finishing up with the time for that team. We didn't get it registered on the board. That was lane 2. So lane 2 is Gannon Cowper finishing up, and then Briar Samuelson in lane 1 finishing up for Minot. We'll get a look at the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard after he finishes up, so you can see these final team times for the 400-yard freestyle relay. There they are. We do not have any final team scores at this point in time. I think that Minot will be comfortably in the lead. Great showing by the Legacy team tonight, especially in this last race, putting up a nice time of 3:51.03. The members of that winning team for Minot in lane 7 were Alex King, Levi von Bokern, Josh Bowen, and Dominic Yoder. There's a nice round of applause as we finish up tonight's meet. Big round of applause. Thank you for the Legacy Sabres for coming out and joining us in tonight's duel. I'd like to thank you for joining us on the PSP Freestyle Productions PSP.net live stream of tonight's game. We'll be coming to you live streaming all of the Minot home meets this year on the PSP.network. I'll be joining you then. Once again, thanks for joining us tonight. Enjoyed having you here. PSP has a couple other broadcasts coming up tonight. You can catch Scott Cattell doing the girls basketball game that's taking place here in Minot against the St. Mary's Saints. And Nick Holberg and Matt Morelli will be calling the high school hockey game that's taking place up in Botno. So you can click on those links. Once again, thank you for joining us. I'm Eric Schaefer signing off, and we will see you at the pool.